well, man, we learned a lot of stuff overnight about Luigi Mangione, the accused killer of the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson. And we are seeing this came out yesterday, the commencement address that he gave. He was the valedictorian of his high school, right? So this is from 2016 at a place called Gilman School, which is quite prestigious.
And asked how they would describe the class of 2016. Many of the students characterized our class as inventive, in both imagination and initiative. At the same time, several teachers reminded me of our class's commitment to Gilman and its traditions. I came to realize that both views are correct. The class of 2016 is truly defined by its inventive, pioneering mentality that accompanies a strong commitment to Gilman tradition.
So how about that? Now, 8 years later,
the class of 2016 has been coming up with new ideas.
that's Luigi from 8 years ago. Now what is he facing? And what is he saying?
Completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Quite a different speech.
So how do you go from having, the best and the brightest and then getting 2 engineering degrees from the University of Pennsylvania right here in our area? Nice to see you, Scott Duffey.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for coming in. And to being charged with murder in this very high profile case. How did you get to be so troubled and in this situation is the big question a lot of people are asking. So thanks for coming in. Obviously you were at the FBI for a long time.
Thanks for having me.
So it seems like he went from Manhattan, the killing site, somehow came to Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
Before he went to Altoona.
Yeah, that seems to be this.
By bus,
they're
it looks
tracking.
like.
Yeah, the living on the bus, hiding in plain sight. That he is just mingling in with everybody, whether it be on a bus, in a McDonald's, and wherever else he might have been. That police are ultimately.
What do you think about what he screamed out? What did he say, Karen? It's
He's
unjust.
Right, and it's like, you're insulting our intelligence, and
Right.
this is this, larger cause.
I'm a hero for the American people, is what he's kind of saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so look at that. The 2016, this valedictorian, this 17, 18-year-old, whatever, grabbing life, it has a tremendous amount of intelligence, and we know that from his degrees and in his own self.
It seems like that this back injury, when he on social media, it's in fact his profile picture, which is spine. We now imagine is his, and we've heard a lot from many of his friends. So this is the video of this, and there he is, the picture of health, clearly, from his time over in Hawaii and travel and adventure. And we're hearing now from some of his classmates who've been speaking out from Gilman that he was having intense pain and then even trouble. In his personal relationships with women, and that this was causing him extreme distress.
Yeah, this is what law enforcement's looking for. Not only to find that motive for why he sought out and killed the CEO of United Healthcare, but also being able to pinpoint what was it that goes from 2016 as the valedictorian to now one of the most notorious present-day killers, or at least alleged killers. So the law enforcement is not only wants to know the reason why, the motive, it goes into charging, etc. But also, what is driving people like this? Are there other individuals that have this similar desire and this
Well, he
rage?
certainly has plenty of supporters in America.
Plenty of supporters.
What's also
God.
interesting, we can tell from what he was reading, but that he seemed to be influenced, we've heard from law enforcement yesterday, by the Unabomber. Highly intelligent, college educated, with an axe to grind about something very specific and wanting to take action in this larger call to do something that I think he was. He said that one of the quotes from the Unabomber really resounded with him about how it becomes a war.
Yeah. So here's an individual from a life of privilege. Not saying anything against, but the fact that he had everything at his fingertips, and now liking to that of Ted Kaczynski, the fact that somebody of a professor mentality, all of a sudden to break from society, to break from the social norms, to go into hiding, and then to seek, through violence, how to affect some sort of change in what they believe in their head, their perception, whatever have you.
He seems
that
to
things
believe
are not
that
right.
in his head, that
Correct.
he is doing this for the greater good of
For
society.
the greater good of society.
And I think it was also interesting, Governor Josh Shapiro spoke out, I think, the day before saying that, well, people may be frustrated with the healthcare system. This man is no hero. He is certainly charged now as a killer in this case. I think it's interesting, real briefly, why is he fighting extradition back to, of course, Manhattan in this case?
And it's sad that that had to be said. It should be assumed with regards to a killing had taken place. And so it should be stated that this was a cowardly act, not a heroic act. So
Fighting extradition?
And so the extradition. Most people that I have dealt with where I have brought them will fight extradition or not fight extradition because they're like, I want to go and fight the charges. He is fighting extradition, wanting to deal with the local charges of whatever they may be in Pennsylvania, to delay the inevitable. So it's going to happen. It's just he has that right, and so thereby he's just stretching his time.
And that may take weeks.
Oh, it can take, I would say, could take months if he fought every aspect of the extradition. Ultimately,
It may take months before he gets back to New York City.
if he fought at with every tooth and nail,
We'll follow.
it could
So
take
he
time.
was, they're in Hollidaysburg, so he's in Blair County right now. So
Right.
he'll be here for quite some time, and he was denied bail. So in custody, we'll follow
All
that.
right.
Thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
All right, here's Sue at 7:17.
All right, we're dealing with a very messy